What's up, everybody? This is Brian at GameSense talking about Battlefield Season 2. Man, this thing's got to get fixed. I'm going to go over a little bit of the patch notes, but me and my buddy are talking after playing this. Bring up some of his messages. We were playing this game till like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning this morning before the update. Just so we would remember like what our damages were like, how many bullets to kill, because everything's been mostly consistently inconsistent lately, but the inconsistency isn't all the time, it's just occasionally and more of an annoyance, and occasionally will get you killed. After this update, damages are all over the place in terms of hitting an actual person. Like, you'll hit a bot and it seems like your damage is consistent, but when you go like against another player, it seems like your damage is literally all over the place. So let's say you got a weapon that does 33 damage, right? And you hit for, let's say, 33, 33, 33, or let's say he goes to that range was 25, so you need 4 shots. To the bot, it's going to be 4 shots. To the human player, it might take 18. Now, that could also be a lot of cheaters. Yes, there are a lot of cheaters in this game as of today. I myself have a little bit of experience, or a decent amount of experience with cheating, mostly modding and editing stuff for different games. I never cheat in like multiplayer games like Battlefield and Call of Duty. However, I will edit weapons, edit loot drops, edit damages and stuff like single player games or games like Neo and Borderlands, stuff like that. Stuff where you can kind of drop or find a workaround to like drop gear for people that want better gear. So I'm not around the cheating community as much now as I used to be, especially when it comes to like modding, editing, and hex editing. So there is a good amount of cheaters still left in this game. Matter of fact, my buddy, he's actually still somewhat into the cheating scene. We were talking last night. He's like, do not be surprised if there are more cheaters today than there's been in weeks. I was like, why? He was like, because I think his buddy's still knee deep in it. And he's like, yeah, they have cheats already prepared for the new update. So when the update goes live, the cheats go live. And matter of fact, there are new cheats that have not been there before. And apparently there's quite a few of them. There's like 24 new cheats. I don't know what they are. I just know he's like, yeah, there's like 24 new cheats on top of the ones that were already there. And the fact that they had this ready for these update like as soon as it happened, which is crazy, because editing software on a single player game and changing damage and stuff like that, changing anything, it's not too hard. You just gotta know where to look and how to do it. Pretty much anyone can do it. Changing stuff on a multiplayer server, I know how to do, but it's not easy. That's why I've never done it before. Because one, I ain't risking jail time for a video game that your stats ain't gonna matter in 3 months when you stop playing. And this game now, after the update, damages is sporadic on every human, not just regular humans. They were supposed to be like decreasing points on like a couple different weapons. That way you can get more attachments. I'm not saying any of that. They're supposed to be fixing recoil. Not saying any of that. Matter of fact, recoil has actually gotten worse. I've actually been calling for all weapons to get worse recoil when you fully hold the trigger. Man, I'm burst firing weapons and I'm seeing the recoil got worse. But the recoil was supposed to be better and fully automatic, and it's not. Like, even though I want one thing for everybody, you can't say you're decreasing recoil for everything and making the recoil pattern more consistent and then do the exact opposite. Like, that's not cool. Um, there are tons of visual bugs, words overlaying. Um, it's taking a full, I think a time, it's like 1.8 seconds, 1.5, 1.6 seconds for when you kill someone for their name and the score to come up. That's not cool because then you're spending the rest of your magazine shooting at a dead guy. So now you have to reload, which in this game and big game modes, whether you're facing bots or people, you're gonna die. So instead of killing two people, you're now shooting one guy trying to figure out why he's not dead. Because it's not letting you know that he died for almost 2 seconds. At that point in time, your magazine's empty, you're reloading, and you're getting shot. Um, to the cheaters, there are more now than probably ever before. Even he said, like, he was in a bot lobby for a casual breakthrough, one of his first of the day, and he's like, man, it was insane. Somehow they tricked the server to start with 3 humans versus 8 humans, and all 8 humans were cheating like a son of a gun. He's like, they were all shooting through walls. They all like couldn't die. So he just got to the point. He just started farming revives for the what was it 1996 revives. I'm working on that trophy myself on my second account. But man, that's insane. He's like, yeah, man, I just started farming trophies because he's like, there's nothing I could do. It was 3 people against 8 people, and at least 6 of them people could see through walls and shit. It is crazy. I'm trying not to make this video as long, but so many of the fixes in this just aren't working. Um, don't really care about the battle pass, but the weapon balances, yeah, that's a complete lie. The recoil improvements, that's a complete lie. That actually got worse. Movement and traversal fixes, no, that really didn't happen. Maps and mode fixes, the exploits, sorry, they're still there. Traversal issues, they might not be as bad, but yeah, they're still kind of there. Capture logic problems, maybe, but that's behind the scenes. I can't really see that. World reset bugs. Um, yeah. I've been wondering if this one's fixed. I haven't seen it yet, but I haven't played like days and weeks of the season yet to see this. This will probably get patched a second time before we even notice if this is truly fixed. UI, HUD, and progression polish, complete and utter BS. UI, there's a lot of stuff that where the words literally are on top of each other. Me and my friend are literally just discussing this right now. It was already bad because you basically had white letters on like in front of a gray background, so it was basically already getting whitewashed. It somehow actually got worse because some of the letters would like be on top of each other. Portal stability and tooling. I don't really care about Portal. I'm gonna be honest. Audio, visual, and stability improvements. No, definitely not. Um, Literally had a match earlier to where I would be here, and then 10 seconds later, I'm here, and I didn't move my mouse. I mean, I didn't move my controller. Like, the game got worse. Recoil compensation to feel more consistent. Yeah, that's not true. The amount of aim input required, descent of recoil, not reliably matched the recoil being applied. Yeah, that's not true. That's not working. Yeah, because it makes weapons harder to recoil than expected. Separate from the system fix, we also made broad recoil tuning passed across automatic weapons. That's a complete and utter lie. Right now, recoil is broken and needs a patch to fix this patch. Recoil is one of the way they balance weapons. Yeah, like I haven't used every weapon in the game since the update, but I used my normal like 5 or 6. They didn't change anything. Matter of fact, some of them stayed mostly the same, and then some of them just got significantly worse for no reason. And then the automatic thing and the predictive recoil is just complete BS. It's a complete lie. So they're going to need an update to fix their update. Brings recoil back in line with each weapon's intended role. Yeah, that's BS. It's a matchmaking error. I'll just leave this here for y'all to read. I'll scroll down a little bit so y'all can finish reading the rest of these. But it just seems like this update got worse. I fully expect to see an update probably by the end of the week. It's Tuesday. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw like a hot fix on Friday or next Monday or something, literally fixing a bunch of this stuff, because it was pretty bad. And considering there was like 10 different 10 different updates, and each one had different sizes. And then this is what we get. This is hot garbage. And the fact that they delayed this season for what, 2 weeks? And this is what we get? So I wonder if this is one of them situations where the game goes gold, but then they work on the patch for 6 months and release a day one patch which fixes all the bugs they left in the game after it went gold. So maybe this is the big update for the patch, and then we get the hot fix that fixes it. Anyway, I don't want to ramble too long on this video. I'm just thoroughly disappointed. I really thought this was going to make this game better, but it seems like they just forced this out just because people were begging for it, and they did no quality control whatsoever. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the fact that they added more maps that were already in the game to like break through and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. I like that the added stuff. That's pretty cool. Like new weapons. They got a new battle pass, stuff like that. I don't really care about battle pass that much. But for the negatives, like the good stuff is good. I like everything else. But I thought they were setting a bait trap with all these double XPs and battle pass double XPs through trying to figure out who's cheating. And then I thought they were going to use the big update to go after cheaters. But to see that none of that happened is just very disappointing. And then all the other visual issues and gameplay issues and stuff they said they fixed that they didn't fix, that will, I guarantee will be in the first hot fix after this. And it's probably going to do everything that this patch was supposed to do. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Hope your gaming experience is a lot better than mine and a bunch of my friends that were playing Battlefield 6. And this is Brian at GameSense. Hope y'all have a good night.